Welcome to the channel viewers, Dr. JW, Theologist, 1994, the Covert Female Narcissist, episode 24. When you started going numb to survive the relationship with the covert female narcissist. And viewers, love should not slowly disconnect you from your own emotional reality, but with the covert female narcissist, that's what's going to happen. At first, the exhaustion still felt emotional. You still reacted internally, still felt hurt, still noticed the tension moving through your body after certain conversations, silences, or emotional shifts. But eventually something stranger started happening. You stopped reacting the same way. Not because the relationship improved, but because your nervous system was becoming overwhelmed by staying emotionally activated within the relationship with the covert female narcissist for too long. So slowly your body started shutting things down. Not completely, just enough to survive the atmosphere. The fan hums quietly above the room. She laughs softly at something on her phone and looks the other way. And you stare toward the floor longer than usual. And somewhere underneath the silence, your body feels tired in a way sleep no longer is able to fix. And that is where the existential erosion deepens, because eventually emotional pain stops feeling sharp. It starts feeling distant, muted, heavy. Like your inner world is slowly disappearing behind a layer of emotional fog. And viewers, over time, your nervous system begins choosing numbness over constant psychological injury, over constant covert female narcissistic abuse. And viewers, love should not make emotional shutdown feel safer than emotional honesty, but with the covert female narcissist, it does. Especially when the atmosphere keeps cycling between tension, uncertainty, relief, withdrawal, emotional recapture, instability, temporary warmth. Long enough for your nervous system to stop trusting stability altogether. So your body adapts again, you react less visibly, you express less emotionally, you stop explaining your hurt as deeply, not because the pain disappeared, but because emotional survival starts requiring less exposure to it. And that, viewers, is covert female narcissistic captivity. Because eventually numbness starts feeling calmer than hope itself. Hope that the relationship might just be normal. And the frightening part is how easy this becomes to misunderstand. From the outside, you may appear more stable, more controlled, less reactive. But internally, the emotional shutdown keeps spreading quietly through the relationship. You stop feeling excitement fully. You stop feeling closeness fully. You stop feeling emotionally safe enough to remain psychologically open inside the connection with the covert female narcissist. And somewhere underneath all the exhaustion, another underlay quietly keeps bleeding through the atmosphere. The emotional instability never stops. The uncertainty remains active. The subtle triangulation remains active. The admiration hunger remains active. The emotional engagement with the outside world still quietly disables the central bond underneath the surface, and over time your nervous system stops asking, how do I fix this? And starts asking, how do I survive this without collapsing internally? And viewers, that shift matters enormously, because survival mode slowly disconnects people from themselves. The cup settles softly onto the bench. You hear her speaking, but emotionally you feel far away from the room itself. Not peaceful, absent. And that is what chronic, covert female, narcissistic emotional destabilization will produce. Not dramatic collapse, micro-incremental emotional evacuation. Viewers, love should not leave you emotionally absent inside your own life, but with the covert female narcissist, eventually it does. And over time, the numbness becomes psychologically dangerous because it hides how much damage has already accumulated underneath it. You stop recognizing your own exhaustion, your own grief, your own emotional starvation, because the nervous system has spent too long trying to reduce the psychological pain simply to keep functioning. And eventually, the relationship with the covert female narcissist, no matter how hard you try, starts feeling less like connection and more like emotional endurance without release. There's no light at the end of the tunnel with the covert female narcissist. And somewhere inside all that numbness, you quietly stop asking whether the relationship was healthy anymore. And you only keep asking whether you still had enough strength left to keep surviving the relationship with the covert female narcissist. I'm Dr. J.W. Ayub, theologist since 1994. Like, share, subscribe, comment to educate me, press the bell if you like the content, and I will see you in the next take. Bye for now.